dragging me on your back the whole game too, you punk.
Yeah, but you gon' feel it, Cooley. I'm telling you, you gon' feel it.
I told you keep that camera running, you might miss something.
We're gonna be in your face and letting you know the real talk.
This is the NFL, which stands for not for long.
Welcome back to the Not For Long Pro Football Show. Noah Groniger, Clint Schweitzer. Last time you saw me, I was asleep right here after that Chiefs-Steelers debacle. I'm feeling good. The Chiefs got a big win in Oakland against those Oakland Raiders. They're back in this division. And boy, what a game that was. Spencer Ware running all over the place.
This is going to be a topsy-turvy division. I mean, that game was huge for the Kansas City Chiefs, who did not want to, slide to a 2-3 record, and as Oakland would have went to 5-1. The Broncos have lost to the Chargers. They have 2 losses. So right now you've got Denver, Kansas City, Denver, Oakland, really, and then Kansas City.
Yep.
Those 2 teams haven't had their bye yet. So the Chiefs are right in this thing. It was really just a gritty performance because after the first drive, I said the Chiefs just want no part of this. It's rainy, it's sloppy, the worst stadium, sewage dripping piece of crap stadium. I can't even believe the NFL allows a team to play there.
Well, that's why they're going to Vegas. But
exactly, the Las Vegas
Raiders marched right down the field, scored that touchdown.
I was like, this is going to be a long day. And
I thought so too.
The Chiefs sacked up. Their defense played really well. Marcus Peters with another big interception. Derek Carr has just had really, poor fortune against the Chiefs. The Chiefs have played really well against the Raiders in Andy Reid's tenure.
D Ford sighting. D Ford has been. He is an NFL player
in the back in the offensive backfield. D Ford gets a big sack. I think this Chiefs team needed this desperately. Alex Smith played pretty well. He took some chances with Jeremy Maclin and Albert Wilson in single coverage. Some things I didn't really like to see were some of the trick plays down in the goal line inside the 5 when your bread and butter had been grinding it out with Spencer Ware. It was great to get Jamal Charles back. I think he adds another element here, and if they could slowly ease him back.
Yeah.
Chiefs have Justin Houston practicing. It's still going to be a few weeks, but that's another big coup for the Chiefs to get back.
It is. They desperately need him for a pass rush. But you mentioned those trick plays that the Chiefs did on the goal line there with a Maclin end around reverse, and then he just throws it out of bounds because nothing's there. Like, what are you doing? You're killing him with Spencer Ware up the middle, and then they throw just a wide receiver screen out to Dontari Poe.
Just a fat guy, like
380-pound fat guy in the rain. Just he's trying to catch a pass.
He said,
ball's wet.
He said there ain't no way I was going to drop it. I was like, there is definitely a way.
There's about 375 different ways you could have dropped that pass. It was a backwards pass. It would have been a fumble. The Raiders would have definitely returned that for a touchdown, at least fallen on it. It was a mess. They're lucky it worked out. He had to catch it and then fall forward into the end zone. But the Chiefs,
who's established who's going to win this division? Let's just put it that way. Who's going to win this division?
Even though that doesn't really matter, considering this is the New England Patriots Football League.
And the rest of them is the NFL Rec League, as you've called it.
Yeah, just Alex Smith, his mom's taking him to the field, bringing a cooler with juice boxes. Maybe they're going out for some ice cream, pizza shop after the game.
Because there's really only one team in your mind right now.
Oh, yeah.
In mine, too.
The Patriots. It's Tom Brady. They're just destroying everyone. They're just going to mow through the rest of this league. Just there's no one else playing really good football out there.
Hey, they've got to go on the road to face our buddy Arthur Moat and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, wait. They don't have Ben Roethlisberger, and it will be Tom Brady versus Landry Jones, apparently.
Big key quarterback matchup this week. I was really looking forward to this game.
I like the Patriots.
Yes, that is my hot take. Hot take of the week. The New England Patriots are going to beat those Steelers.
Is it just me, or is it the New England Patriots and just a bunch of 3-3 type 500 recreational type teams? Every team to me is the Baltimore Ravens. Just not really standing out, not really bad, but just sort of, and maybe this is what the NFL's always wanted, just a bunch of parity. The problem is,
it might be good if the Patriots weren't around, ruining everything, being great.
That's what I was going to say. What the one team the NFL would definitely not want to be standing out above everyone else is the Patriots, because the only thing more dangerous than Tom Brady is Tom Brady on a mission. And Tom Brady's clearly on a mission, and clearly from
Belichick, Robert Kraft, the entire Patriots, Gronkowski, everyone wanted to prove him wrong after that suspension and just how the NFL.
How shocked will you be if they don't win the Super Bowl? How shocked?
I'll be shocked out of my gourd. I will not.
And that's in the NFL. That says a lot.
It does.
Because when anyone in an era where anyone can, the Denver Broncos won a Super Bowl.
9-7, a team gets hot. The Giants, Eli Manning's out there, but I just don't see anyone.
I'm with you.
That can do it. The Steelers in a game, I guess they have the talent to do it, but that defense is just dreadful. Arthur
Well-
Moats is the one bright spot on that defense, our good friend and buddy. But other than that, they're giving up 204 yards to Jay Ajayi for the Miami Dolphins. Who? Where'd he play?
Don't ask me. But you know, in the NFC, because we're going to get to our special video correspondent Sean Salisbury talking about the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. The Cowboys went on the road and beat Green Bay soundly, and it's time to start looking at them. And I think that we're going to see what
Big decision coming here.
And we're going to see what Sean Salisbury thinks of it, because he is our special video correspondent. Sean is our guy.
Sean Smack Unfiltered, as we like to call it. The great segment for Sean Salisbury.
Sean, what do you see out of this situation? We got Dak Prescott playing well. Some of the, breaking rookie records for the Dallas Cowboys, and you've got the incumbent, Tony Romo. What do you see happening once Romo's finally healthy, man?
All right, thanks, guys. Let's talk Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, and Tony Romo. This is a big old talk around the country. Who should they start? When Tony's healthy, should he be the starting quarterback? Now, I cannot stand it when people come out and say, you can't lose your job due to injury. Well, ask Trent Green about that with Kurt Warner or Drew Bledsoe with Tom Brady. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen with Dak Prescott, that they're going to go on and win Super Bowls. There's something unique and special about this rookie. He's poised. His mechanics are special, and I think the team has bought into him as a leader, as a rookie. Now, is Romo a hell of a player? Sure he is. Does Jerry Jones have a love affair with Tony Romo? Yeah, I get it. A lot invested in him and a believability. And no one's to say that Tony can't go in and win 4 in a row. But why would you disrupt that? I'm not in the feel-good business. I'm in the business of winning games if I'm Jerry Jones or if I'm Jason Garrett. And even if Jerry comes down there and pleads and begs, borrows, cheats, and steals to say Romo's going to be the starter when he gets back and healthy, Jason Garrett's got to fight not to let that happen. Now, that being said, if Prescott plays against Philadelphia after the bye week and loses, well, then maybe you make that decision. But you don't have to make it now. You do not have to make that decision. And if Tony Romo really is, if you ask him, I would imagine, yes, he wants to play. But if you're being serious about the team, you know right now, at this point in time, who the best quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys is, and it's Dak Prescott. The running game's improved. The defense is improved. Again, what a good problem to have for Jerry Jones. But will Jerry's love affair with Tony disrupt this? The key is you hold the cards. You don't have to make the decision. Allow Dak Prescott to play his way, continue to play his way into this, or to play his way out of it. The future is so bright, but I think the future is now for Dak Prescott. You don't want to disrupt it, and you don't want to have a locker room divided. The veterans are going to jump on Tony Romo. I get it. That's their guy, and I understand it. But I'm just curious what the future holds for Tony Romo, not only as a Dallas Cowboy, but as a quarterback, depending on his health and what goes from here. To me, Dak Prescott's the present and the future for the Dallas Cowboys, but what a nice bonus for Jerry to know that Tony Romo's waiting in the wings if you need him, because he is a hell of a player. But right now, the Dallas Cowboys need Dak Prescott. He gives them the best chance to win. Jerry can't make the decision to make the change, and right now he doesn't have to. Back to you guys.
Well, I agree with Sean, to be honest. I mean, you can.
I completely disagree. You got to go with your starter. He can't lose his job to injury. You saw how great it worked for the Kansas City Chiefs. 1997, Elvis Gerbach, Rich Gannon. Elvis got his job back, and oh yeah, we lost that game.
Yeah.
Dang.
So
yeah, you're right.
Jump back on board.
You,
Yeah.
Sean. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Dak Prescott.
Like we never disagree with our buddy Sean anyway.
Exactly.
He's the best in the business. I mean, I just love having him on here, and I know you guys too. And I want to.
If you want an opinion different from Sean, then I guess you want the wrong opinion. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, so there you have it. The Dallas Cowboys are very much in this mix, and the Green Bay Packers are downtrending a little bit. A team that's still interesting, the Seattle Seahawks, because they stole a win against the Falcons on Sunday. And we have a rather large guest here on our show, former Seahawk, drafted by the Seahawks with the 8th overall pick in the 1994 NFL Draft.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking some Seahawks and talking about the NFL in general with our guest at this time, man. It is our guy, Big Sam Adams.
Big Sam.
Sam, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate having you on today. How's everything going, and what's been up, my buddy?
Everything's going great, man. It has been a while.
Well, you ended up being a first-round pick from Texas A&M. You wind up with the Seattle Seahawks. What do you see in the Seahawks team? A little controversial win over the Falcons there. A lot of people wanted pass interference on Richard Sherman. They didn't get it. The Seahawks win the game. What do you see for them, not only in the NFC West, but in the NFC altogether?
Bro, I'm going to tell you, first of all,
The scoreboard doesn't say controversy. The scoreboard says W, and that's what happened. If the ref doesn't call it, it's not a foul. So I don't know, people are all upset about it, but we find a way to win. We have the city has surrounded themselves around this team, and this team is out doing things on the football field that we have always hoped that they would do. And with great players, we have a great quarterback, and I actually believe that you win football games with a great defensive line, a great quarterback, cover guys, an offensive line that is very physical, and a strong running game. And the Seattle Seahawks are built to last. We have a great coach, a great coaching staff. GM is extremely good. He has a great vision. He's able to negotiate and get contracts done. We don't have a lot of controversy. The coach is in control of his locker room. He allows the guys to play, the individuals. And so I think we have a winning combination here in Seattle. And, with the quarterback that we have and the defensive line, and they're able to constantly bring guys in, I think that we're going to be good for a long, long time here in Seattle.
Well, you talked about how important a defensive line is, and you anchored some of the best, if not the best, defensive lines and defenses in NFL history in the 2000 Ravens. A lot of people said that kind of defense, as dominant as it is, would never be seen in today's game again, and that offenses and the quarterbacks would kind of prevail. But what we saw last year was the Denver Broncos winning with a pass rush very similar to what you guys had. How do you think that this in Denver here sitting at 4-2 without Peyton Manning? How do you feel this current defense of the Denver Broncos, which has been lights out for over a year, kind of compares with the defense you played on with the 2000 Ravens?
I'll tell you how it compares. They have an Aggie, and he's bringing the smoke off the corner, and it always starts with the defensive line, and they're able to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They have great young defensive linemen that are similar to us. They have the real bangers inside, and you have the guys that bring the smoke off the corner. So two Hall of Fame rushers on the end. They happen to be linebackers. They are very difficult to beat, and they have great cover guys and linebackers that can run, and they're physical, and they play with swagger. It's very difficult to beat a team like that. They take the ball away. They have an ability to stop the run, rush the passer. It's a special group. It's a fun group to watch, and if you like defensive football, the Denver Broncos are definitely a team that you want to watch.
Well, as we look at the NFL as a whole this season, not a lot of teams are coming out impressing. We got a lot of 3-2, 4-2, 3-3 teams. The Minnesota Vikings are out there. They have a stellar defense, but not a lot of people believe in Sam Bradford down the line. But then we've got the New England Patriots. It looks like everyone else is playing for second place when it comes to them. And Tom Brady is just kind of has this chip on his shoulder coming back. But how can teams get the best of him? But Sam Adams, you got the best of him. You picked him off when you were with the Buffalo Bills, rumbled down the right sideline for a touchdown. So you can do it if you came back.
Still one of the best plays in NFL history. I'll never forget that as long as I live, Sam.
Well, thank you. When you put pressure on Tom Brady, that's how you beat him. He's going to get the ball out quick. They have several different offensive packages that they play and they pull out during the year. And if you can prepare for those and you can, one, keep him off the field, two, apply a ton of pressure on him and force him to make bad decisions, which is very difficult to do. You have to disguise your coverages, and you definitely have to stop the run. You don't want it. People say that, you don't want to put the ball in the quarterback's hands, but if we can take him and eliminate him, make him make bad decisions, because it does happen with great quarterbacks, then you have a better chance of winning. And that all starts up front. Rex Ryan has a great defensive mind. There are great coaches out there. I look for the Buffalo Bills. If anyone can supplant New England, it will be them. I tell you, when we get started on talking about Tom Brady, he's always been one of the better quarterbacks. He's got a great story, but it's even better when you see people put him on his back.
Hey, we absolutely do, and I tell you, Sam, and I think that what's lost on a lot of people is, and you talk about how important the defensive line play is, and I agree. You play defensive line. You played for 13 years in the NFL. Sam, your body type, your size, and your athleticism is really, I don't know that I've ever seen a player like you that was that size and could do that with the football. I mean, you were a track athlete at A&M. I mean, Did you ever see your size? You used it to your advantage, but did you ever growing up like see your size as a detriment? I mean, you obviously used it to your advantage though. I mean, there's never been anyone like you that size and that athletic. I mean, how did you harness that?
Well, I thank God for the blessings that He's bestowed upon me, and I've had good trainers and people that have been around me, and they helped me become a better player, a better athlete. And it started at Salisbury High School, where with the weight program that we had there in Les Kenny, and then at Texas A&M, R.C. Slocum, man, he was really on us about the strength and conditioning. I think it starts with strength and conditioning, and you see a lot of these guys getting hurt, in today's game, and it's because they don't train like we do. The training is softer, the workouts are softer, the practices are. I mean, if I played now, I played 14 years in the NFL. If I played today, I probably played 25 years. I mean, they don't practice that hard. They don't get after it. They're not as physical. They want to protect everyone. I think the concussion thing is a real thing, but everything else, there's no reason for them not to be better than they are. And so I think that, the way that we train and, to be explosive and to be fast and to be physical, I think the mindset is a little bit different. And, I was very thankful to play as long as I did, but I think that there's a lot of guys that have that ability. They just, they can't do it as long. And I think that, when you look at today's game, it's about tricking people. It's about, read options and slinging the ball all around. But every year in and year out, when you get to the playoffs and you get to the Super Bowl, whether it be college, the national championship, or pros, the teams that are physical, that can run the ball, play great defense and turn the ball over with special teams defensively, those are the teams that you see winning week in and week out. And that will never change.
Yeah, absolutely. And there does seem to be some physicality that's missing, rules changing, all that kind of thing. We got to get the NFLPA on this, Sam. I agree with you. But hey, I'll tell you what, we've kept you too long, man. We cannot thank you enough on short notice for coming on talking about this. We are going to be watching. I've got the Texas A&M Aggies winning this weekend. Noah here does not. I told him if there needs to be a dog pile on Noah here, that I'll just stand back and let you take care of that. So.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the opportunity, and let's see those Aggies do this weekend.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sam. Let's catch up soon. Let's not go so long without talking, man. Let's catch up again soon, man.
Always a pleasure.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Huge thanks to our big guest, Big Sam Adams.
I still can't get the image of him intercepting that pass from Tom Brady and lumbering down the field.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling down the right sideline. Touchdown, Sam
It was beautiful,
Adams.
man.
Oh, I love big guys
He was a
those touchdowns.
great player, for
athletic for that huge.
Oh, he was
that
huge.
Big,
played on the
nimble feet. I mean,
played on the great 2000 Ravens defense. I mean, he was on the 2000 Ravens defense. He and Tony Saragusa in the middle there. I mean,
yeah, and he helped the Raiders get to that Super Bowl in 2002.
Sure
I mean, that guy, he makes things move. He's rumbling, bumbling. I mean, I love that guy.
Great to hear from him. But yeah, as this and as we've been talking about kind of who's going to differentiate themselves, this is the time of the year where hopefully you start seeing that happening, because right now it's still early. You got a lot of teams in this mix, a lot of teams that could rise above, could fall off. We got the AFC South. It looks like nobody wants to rise above.
Oh, the Texans do. They got a big comeback win against those Indianapolis Colts. A tough competition there in the AFC South.
What are the Colts doing?
Wasting Andrew Luck's career, his entire career.
How have they built talk about the worst possible way to build a roster on a star quarterback. This is inexcusable for the Indianapolis Colts organization and built in Irsay. And
you look at that offense and you see Frank Gore, just aging, old, just broken down running back.
No offensive line
at
all.
Line. You've got Dwayne Allen at tight end. He's nothing. And you've got T.Y. Hilton, who you're not sure if he's really a stud number one wide receiver or not, just a number two in a number one wide receiver's body. And then you're like, okay, well, they don't have anything on offense other than Andrew Luck and I guess T.Y. Hilton. So obviously all their money's on defense, and they've got great players everywhere there. That defense is dreadful. They don't have anyone on defense. They don't have anyone on offense. They've completely bungled this situation, bungled his career, and it's time for a new coach, new GM, new regime to get in there and fix this thing, because Andrew Luck only has so many years. They're wasting him right now. Yeah. You've got a quarterback that great that all these teams, other than the Patriots, would kill to have. So, especially here in Kansas City, we would kill to have an Andrew Luck,
Well,
and they're just wasting it.
That's strong considering the Colts appear to be on the upswing. Starting in 2013, they won a playoff game. The next year, they're in the AFC Championship game until Deflategate knocked them out of it. Being sarcastic, because that certainly had nothing to do with Tom Brady and the Patriots knocking him out of it. It had to be the deflated footballs.
Yeah.
Since then, you talk about a downtrend, and that's really so that's strong to hear you say that. And I agree with you though. In the rest of that division, I think the Texans are going to win it, but I don't care.
Yeah, I don't. I have no idea who's going to win it. I guess the Texans, but Brock Osweiler's playing horrible.
I'm cheering for the Jaguars actually in this division.
Oh, I love the Jaguar. I like what Blake Bortles does. He has a lot of turnovers, interceptions. He needs to kind of calm
and the
down
best
a little
helmet
bit.
in the league,
Yes!
by the way.
The mat going into the shiny gold and the bat. No,
Okay, it's the worst helmet in the league.
one of the two. But Brock Osweiler. I mean, the Texans. They, like you said, they probably will win this division. They travel to Denver. Brock Osweiler's return.
Imagine that,
to
a big
Denver,
game
Monday
in Denver
Night
on Monday Night Football.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that.
Just every other week. I don't know.
I don't know the way Denver's playing right now. I don't know. I think that that they're going to be after Brock Osweiler in that defense. They want to put him on his back, and Osweiler, really since the Chiefs game, where they were pretty successful, has not looked very good. I like Denver in that game, and
Yeah, I like them big. The Texans.
what are the
don't
Chargers
know.
figuring in any of this? Are they alive still, or is that just they finally stole one and we don't know?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing really good football. I mean, their offense is really just talented, potent with
Their
Phillip
defense,
Rivers out
though.
there. Yeah. I mean, Bosa's coming
Joey
on.
Bosa is a stud.
People thought he was sitting out training camp, holding out. What was he going to bring? And he's really bringing it. I like their corners, their secondary back there. They lost Eric Weddle in the offseason to the Ravens, but their secondary's playing pretty well. Their linebackers. I like what San Diego has. They just can't seem to close games. Maybe they figured it out once they beat Denver on Thursday Night Football, but we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, the Not For Long Pro Football Show, guys, they're all archived on our website, greatamericansportsnetwork.com. Check us out. Tweet us at GASN Sports. Any questions you have for our guests, we have Sean Salisbury on every week. If you got a question for Sean, let us know. We'll get it to him, man. Sean Smack Unfiltered is our favorite segment on the show. That includes us talking because he's better than us.
Yeah, I mean, let's just face it. He's getting paid more than us, so why not?
Absolutely. Hey, guys, we can't thank you enough. Noah, this is great stuff. The NFL season is really off and running. People talk about attendance being a little down, about ratings being a little down, and the kind of a boring start to the season, but things are going to start to heat up because it's do or die time for a lot of these teams, especially teams like we talked about, the Chargers that are the Saints, Chiefs Saints coming up.
Well, we went from real NFL football in the last few seasons to just kind of rec league out there. Most teams just rec league, just getting their juice
I don't
boxes
disagree
in.
with
And
that. Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see, man. So great stuff. Not For Long Pro Football Show at GASN Sports. Find us, tweet us, like us. Oh, and Facebook, they even have all the dislike emojis and stuff now, right? The crying,
let's
even
stay away from that. There could be anger.
the heart. Give us the heart at least.
You love it. You know you love it. You love Sean. You love everything we bring here. Bring the interaction. Bring the likes.